It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? What if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that?
Doubles the shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped was at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
I mean, the fossil fuel industry, they weigh in so significantly. I mean, how could it be?
There was no response. They didn't have one for that. Now it's very sad. Very sad. And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, and we do.
So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched, it's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 billion to combat Asian carp, $2.5 billion to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines and that they're defective devices, okay?
Dub is a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
They're coming all over the place.
Hello, users, and welcome back to the Above It All experiential, experimental, experienced experience. And we're here. I'm once again here, and you're there, and I'm here, and you're there. And we're coming together via the, incredible invention. You may not have heard of it, but it's the internet.com. And so now you're seeing me on internet.com. And so now we're here and you're watching. I'm also watching. I got my little stream thing open. Woo! I always like to look at myself. I got like a discoloration here. Is anyone seeing this? This is like a discoloration. There's like a little bit of red there. So who knows what the hell's going on my face, but there's a little bit of a discoloration going on. So I don't know if that's like a medical thing. Should I be worried? I don't know. But we'll find out later, because I don't know what that is. Like, does anyone notice it? Like in the light, in the specific light, what is that? I don't know. So I'm discovering health problems live on stream. My goal is to eventually become so famous and popular that like I have doctors in the audience that like whenever I have a medical problem, I can just talk about it on stream and a doctor will like give me free healthcare, right? Because I don't have health insurance anymore, right? Because I'm 26, and when you're 26 in this country, the government says, fuck you, bitch. And so that's my goal. If anyone knows any doctors that like politics streams and video games, let them know about my show, and then maybe they'll give me some free medical advice. But anyway, so we got a show lined up for today, and we're going to be talking about some stuff, and then also some things. So we have some stuff and then we have some things. And we're going to be doing both. We're going to be talking about both stuff and things. It's my lever failing. Oh, that's a shame. I still got 6 more years. Lol. Yeah, well, there you go. That's the only free healthcare, being rich and famous. Well, I don't know if the rich part is that important. But I just want to become famous enough that a doctor comes into my stream. That could be tomorrow. You never know. Someone like, oh, hey, doctor, can you look at this? I got like a discoloration right here. What the fuck's going on? Oh, by the way, I have some pain in my organs. I think I might be dying. But anyway, so we got a stream here lined up. First, I would like to announce something. It is an announcement. I know people they might see it coming, but at this point, fuck it. It is, in fact, the weekend. Yeah! So we got a show lined up in the United States of America. That's where I live. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the United States. And there you go. And so Coming in the oh, we have a dog here. Hello, Maxie. Hi. Hello. He's woofing it up. Hello. Let's get some Max Dog on the stream. Come on up, pup. Come on up. You see him? Come on. He doesn't know how to do it. Come on, Max. Come on. You're almost there. He does not know how to do it. It's a little cramped here. Come on, Maxie. Come on. Why are you staring at me like that? I think Max is noticing that I've got a discoloration. And that's why he's looking concerned. Anyway, I got to make some more room for Max because he doesn't like jumping up when there's no room here. He can technically, he's capable of doing it. He's done it before, but he's a little nervous. Anyway, so we got a show going on. We're talking about come in the chat room. That's always a good message. Anyway, so let's start the show. Because the show hasn't even started. All right, so let's start the show. This is the show. I've got it going on. Joe Biden, this is a couple days ago, says he heard late about the baby formula shortage. So I touched on this a couple of days ago. But again, I just want to reiterate, right? Some stupid bitch high school dropout in my bedroom without any kids, was aware of the baby formula shortage back in February. I read some articles about it and that kind of stuff, but you're telling me, high school dropout, no kids, stupid bitch, more informed than the President of the United States on what's going on in this country. Now again, that's crazy to me. You'd think the President, given the fact that he's the President of the United States, you'd think he would be, more educated. He has like infinite amount of people. You do this, you do that, you do that. One person can be paid whatever the fucking annual salary is, and they just track the baby formula. That's what they do. That's their whole job. So you're telling me this guy just didn't see it coming? Damn. It's just like when Kamala Harris said in an interview, didn't see it coming for the Delta variant. Had no idea. No one told me that there could be variants. Hey, again, high school dropout, stupid bitch, dumb fuck. I knew about variants in April of 2020. Kamala Harris had no idea. Anyway, so let's read. President Biden said Wednesday that he did not become aware of the baby formula shortage until about 2 months after industry leaders knew they faced a major crisis, raising new questions about the administration's monitoring and handling of the problem. This article comes out around the same time that I read that other article with Biden White House adrift, where it's basically the whole thing is the White House is in shambles. Biden has enemies in all of his staff. His staff is in war with the president, and, he's upset that, they're trying to censor him and they're not telling him things. This is coming out in the kind of same wave. We're seeing this weird civil war going on in the White House. And we're probably going to be seeing a lot of restructuring of the staff pretty soon. But this is very interesting. Biden could just fire all these people right now. You didn't tell me about the baby formula shortage for 2 fucking months, and now I got to deal with it. Sorry, you're all fired. It's that simple. If it is the case that he was not made aware, the only solution would be to immediately fire everyone involved who chose to keep that information from him and get new people involved that would actually do their jobs. That's the only solution. The fact that he's just going to the media and say, I'm so pissed off, they didn't even tell me. Gee willikers, Jack. That's fucking insane. That's insane. If I hire someone and they don't do their job, guess what I would do? Fire them. It's that simple. If I go to McDonald's and I'm tasked to make the chicken nuggies, right? And then 3 days later, they're sort of like, whoa, what the fuck? I thought you were doing the chicken nuggies. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm a vegetarian. I don't believe in chicken nuggies. Guess what would happen? You want to know what would happen? Wait for it. They would fire me. That's what would happen because I didn't do my fucking job, right? So this whole thing about Biden trying to be tough on his staff or trying to look like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the staff. Ultimately, Who the fuck hired these motherfuckers? You did, dumbass. Anyway, Biden's comments came after he met with executives of companies that manufacture infant formula, who told the president they knew the shortage would be severe in February after the closure of an Abbott plant in Michigan. Biden suggested he was not informed until April. All right. I don't think anyone anticipated the impact of the shutdown of one facility, Biden said after the meeting, adding, once we've learned the extent of it and how broad it was, it kicked everything into gear. I don't know why I'm giving him such a weird voice. But when reporters noted the executives have said they immediately recognized the scope of the problem, Biden said, they did, but I didn't. Now, it's good that Joe Biden is just saying, yeah, I fucked up. That's good. That part's good. He could lie and say, oh, yeah, I knew the whole time. Wink. Right? But I mean, like, Jesus Christ. Again, if I hire someone to do a job and they just choose not to, and I have the ability to hire someone else, hey, I'm just saying. Anyway, you can read the rest of this if you want, but it's not that important. The point is, he's a douchebag. That's the point. That's pretty much it. I don't know if there's anything else to say. Like, he's gonna cry, he's gonna whine, but ultimately the buck stops with him, Jack. And that's the thing. Like, again, I find it impossible to believe that some stupid dumb bitch, high school dropout, that's me, is somehow more informed on the state of the world than the president of the United States. I hope that that's not true. I really hope that that's not true. Max is looking out the window. What the hell are you doing? Is there something out there? Anyway, fuck Biden. Max, get up on her lap. Get the fuck up. Tyler, chill out. Chill the fuck out. Tyler's on a goddamn rampage. All right, Max. All right, let's see if I can get him up here. Come on, uppy. Uppy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Wah! 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 Yeah, there's something going on outside, I guess. I don't know if someone's walking their dog, but Max is like, you gotta go look outside, you gotta go look. I'm looking, buddy. There's no one there. Are you fucking seeing ghosts again? Oh, he's back. Hello. He's so excited. There's a fucking dog outside, or there's like a dog in like a 4-mile radius, and like Max is like picking up on those signals. All right, Max, thank you. I heard from a Trump supporter on Twitter that Ben Shapiro called Trump a Nazi and campaigned for... Didn't you say that same exact thing like a couple of days ago, Mario? Are you on repeat now? You're just looping? It's all good. We all loop every once in a while. Y'all ever see the movie Looper? They were looping. It's crazy. So we got a show. You ever meet those people that can do those weird tongue tricks? Like the fucking, like, you ever see those people? I can't do it. Anyway, let's talk about the Joe Biden administration. Joe Biden cares about you. He cares about me. He cares about every American, especially Americans that are affected by gun violence. And that's why the White House will light itself as an orange color. It's the Orange House. White House to be lit orange for gun violence awareness. The first time I saw White House to be lit orange and I saw this, I thought it was like a Trump thing. But no, it's just... Are they going to do any executive orders? Nah. Are they going to like publicly pressure senators and politicians to do something instead of just saying we need a strong Republican Party? Nah. But they're going to add some colored LEDs to the front of the White House. And now we got an orange house. The White House will be illuminated in orange Friday night in honor of National Gun Violence Awareness Day, as the nation has been shaken by a recent string of deadly mass shootings. The White House's north facade will be bathed in orange light from Friday at sunset until 1:30 a.m. Saturday. Not even a full day. We're only getting one night. Can't we have like a weekend of orange? My God. Several other government buildings, including California's Capitol Dome and City Hall in New York City, will also be lit up in orange over the weekend. They're fucking like busting their load too early on this. They should be doing the Orange House when like Donald Trump goes to prison or something. You know, like that would be funnier. But now they're fucking throwing it away for the fucking gun violence thing. And are they going to do anything at all? No. They're not. The 8th annual National Gun Violence Awareness Day comes as people in the U.S. are reeling from a spate of mass shootings in the last month, including at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, a supermarket in the heart of a black community in Buffalo, New York, and a medical facility in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When was this article written? This is Friday. This article was posted Friday. Since then, there's been, 3 or 4 more mass shootings? This article was posted 2 days ago, and there's been 4 more mass shootings since then. I'm just finding the entertainment here. I'm trying my best to stay alive. President Joe Biden on Thursday issued an appeal for stricter gun laws. What in God's name is anyone gonna do anything now? Like these fucking crocodile tear fucking fuckface cocksuckers, man. Again, since this article was posted, there's been a couple more mass shootings. So I guess this already happened. I guess it was Friday. So I guess this happened over the weekend then. Okay. This already happened. The first annual national blah 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 Project Orange Tree, an organization started by Pendleton's friends after a youth panel discussed about her death, began the movement to wear orange to raise awareness about. I like all power and all respect to the people that are actually trying to do organizing, but this whole orange thing, and then the White House, they're not going to do anything. But they're going to fucking have an orange LED in the White House lawn. Oh, that'll stop them. That'll stop them. God damn. What a shithole. Anyway. The summer of murder, folks. We're here. And it's only going to get worse. No one's going to do anything. No one will even think of doing anything. No one that has the power to stop this will even pretend to do anything. The summer of murder is upon us. 1 dead, 8 hurt in overnight shooting at Phoenix Strip Mall. Phoenix, a 14-year-old girl was killed, and 8 others were wounded early Saturday in a shooting amid a crowd of people at a strip mall northwest of downtown Phoenix, police said. Sergeant Andy Williams told reporters that 9 people were taken to the hospitals after the 1 a.m. shooting sent people running near 10th Avenue and Hatcher Road. The 14-year-old girl died after being taken to the hospital. 2 women have life-threatening injuries, and 6 have injuries that are not life-threatening. There's a mass shooting not just every day in this country, but every 12 hours. We're on a bi-daily mass shooting schedule in the United States of America. In an interview posted by ABC 15 Williams said, no suspects were immediately identified and no arrests were made while authorities pieced together witness accounts. So a mass shooting and the guy got away. Williams said it appeared that a handgun was used after an argument erupted among those gathered for what he termed some sort of party. Many rounds were shot into this crowd of people as everyone fled the area, he said. Williams said the wounded range in age from about 17 to 24. The shooting happened about an hour after police report that a teenage boy was shot and killed. Max, what the fuck are you doing? There's no one there. There is no one there. I can guarantee you, if I open this curtain, I will see nobody. There is no one there. That's an empty... What are you doing? The shooting happened about an hour after police reported that a teenage boy was shot and killed outside his home about 3 blocks away. It was not immediately clear if the two shootings were related. This country is in fucking shambles. Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego responded to the shooting on Twitter saying, "Seems we can't go a day without another mass shooting. Time has run out. Change must happen now." But is she going to do anything? Nah. I'm sorry, but at this point, when it comes to mass shootings, I'm 100% cynical at this point. Nothing will be done. More and more people will be murdered. More and more people will be injured for the rest of their life, permanently handicapped, traumatized. No one will do anything. And you know what? The thing about this that's insane, that I always say, is that every time there's a mass shooting and no one does anything, all the people that would want to be mass shooters, you don't think they're taking notes? You don't think that someone is going to be seeing these news articles and saying, damn, they didn't even find that guy? If I do my mass shooting at 1 a.m., they might not even find me. I'll get away with it. You don't think people are writing notes, planning out strings of murders? It's open season. The United States of America is a zoo. We're all in an experiment. It's open fucking season. Kill anyone you want, any reason you want. Cops won't do anything. Politicians won't fucking do anything. And we're all just going to watch in horror as our friends, family members, and fellow Americans get shot dead in the fucking streets. At this point, I'm more afraid to go outside because of fucking mass shootings than I am of COVID. Though, you know, both of them are pretty bad. But still, this fucking shit is insane. You know what else is insane? Andrew fucking Kohler. This guy is a fucking freak. Bi-daily would be every 2 days. We're semi-daily. Didn't you say that you're like college educated, you fucking little idiot freak? I don't want to be too rude, I'm sorry. Bi-daily, adverb. Twice in a day. Now, of course, bi-daily means every 2 days and also twice in a day. It means both. But that's the funny part, is that it does mean both. I've had this conversation with many people. Many people. It does mean both. So bi-daily gives you no information. That's what I love about the word. It just gives you no information. Like bi-weekly. There's no info. Oh, we're doing it bi-weekly. Great. Is that twice a month? Or is that... Like bi-weekly, what is that? Twice a month? Or 8 times a month? Who knows? Right? Like, could be 2, could be 8. It gives you no information. To say something is bi-weekly, you have no information gained. Anyway, here I am, the high school dropout fuckface teaching a fucking college graduate. He's fucking... This is why I never went to college. I don't need that shit. But yeah, there you go. Shout out to Andrew Kohler. $5! English sucks. Hello, gamer man. I have a PhD. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I swear to God, I legit have no idea what a PhD means. Like, does that mean, like, you're just, like, you went to school for 10 years or something? Like, okay. All right. Google backs her up. Thanks, Google. I was harassed by a lot of professors for a very long time. Well, my condolences. All right. Now that I've thoroughly destroyed Andrew Kohler in the chat room, let's get back to the main subject at hand. And that is, once again, the summer of murder, folks. That's right. There were 2 mass shootings yesterday in the United States of America because this country is phenomenal. There was one in Arizona, and now we're going to be talking about the mass shooting in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Again, folks, bi-daily, 2 mass shootings a day in this country. That's the rate of death. Mass slaughter, mass death. 14-year-old murdered in Arizona, right? Again, we're still coming off the heels of the Uvalde mass shooting of 19 kids being murdered, right? And where do you even want to scroll back to? There's mass shootings in this country every fucking goddamn fucking day. Every fucking day there's fucking mass shootings in this country. And guess what? The White House, they had an orange light to celebrate gun violence awareness. So the White House is on the case. They know what's going on. But seriously, no one's going to do anything. There is no one that's going to help you. Police aren't going to help you. We saw that in Uvalde, Texas. Politicians aren't going to help you. My God, just look. Your fellow Americans not going to help you. They're going to fucking shoot you in the fucking head and then murder your fucking children. This country is a country of freaks. A nation of psychopaths. No one will do anything to help you. You are on your own. Don't go outside. Because if you do, you'll get shot. You'll get a fucking virus. Don't even fucking mention car accidents, by the way. Jesus. But this country is a failed science experiment. A failed science experiment. We are fucked. We are fucked. And not in the good dick way. At least 3 people... Max, what the fuck are you looking at? There's no one out there. Settle down. At least 3 people are dead in Philadelphia, and nearly a dozen other victims have been injured during a shooting incident Saturday evening, according to multiple reports. Authorities responded to the scene in the South Street neighborhood just before midnight, where they found multiple shooters, with one firing into a crowd of people, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported. Philadelphia Police Department Inspector D.F. Pace said 14 people had been shot, including 3 who died, per the outlet. You can imagine there were hundreds of individuals enjoying South Street, as they do every single weekend, when this shooting broke out, Pace said, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported. According to the report, a Philadelphia police officer fired their own weapon at least once toward the suspect before the individual fled. The suspect was reportedly struck in the arm, but it is not immediately clear if the suspect was hit by the officer's gunfire amid the chaotic situation. Eric Walsh, an employee of the nearby O'Neill's pub, said he heard gunshots around 11:30 p.m. and acted swiftly to usher those in and around the bar to seek shelter, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported. People were coming off the street with blood splatters on white sneakers and skinned knees and skinned elbows, Walsh said per the report. We literally just were balling up napkins and wetting them and handing them to people. It was chaos? Is this another situation where the shooter got away? One shooter reportedly dropped a handgun with an extended magazine, which was recovered by police. No arrests were made. So in Arizona, mass shooting, 14-year-old dead, about 10 other injured, no arrests made. Philadelphia, 3 dead, about a dozen injured, multiple shooters, no arrests made. The cops aren't fucking doing anything. The cops can't fucking do their jobs. Why? Because they are doing their job. Their job is not to serve and protect. Their job is to serve and protect the rich. You bet your fucking asshole, if there was a shooting at a fine dining establishment, the cops would do their job. They don't give a fuck about the poors having a street party. They don't give a fuck. They don't care at all. They're useless. The only thing that this country has said that we need cops for, who's going to stop the violent crime? Who's going to stop the violent crime? Woo! The police. Right? When someone breaks into your house, with a gun and is taking your family hostage, who else are you going to call to show up 70 minutes later after you've already been slaughtered? They're useless. The cops are fucking useless. We're on our own. This country is a failed fucking experiment. It is a science experiment gone wrong. It is a petri dish I would throw in the garbage. Among the deceased victims are a 25-year-old woman, a 22-year-old man, police said. 7 injured victims were rushed to Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Per the report, their statuses are not immediately known. Philadelphia is still reeling from 9 separate shooting incidents from the night before. Friday into Saturday that left a pregnant woman dead. At least 8 other people were injured. The baby the woman was carrying was saved by medical professionals, according to a report. Police are continuing to investigate the respective causes. An investigation into Saturday night shooting remains active. So, not only, once again, are there mass shootings. Mass shooting is like where I believe 3 or more people are shot in one incident. But there's also other kinds of shootings. Right? Crime, right, is on the rise. Gun violence is on the rise because people are learning that cops don't do anything. Every time we see these stories, people learn cops aren't doing anything. Now, am I advocating to make cops more funded and to have them at every door like Ted Cruz wants? No, I'm not. Because cops aren't going to solve this problem. No amount of putting billions and billions of dollars into more policing, that's not going to save us. That's not going to change anything. That's not going to move the needle even a fucking centimeter. I need everyone to understand there is no solution at this point. There isn't. The only solution is if we have some spontaneous solidarity among all American people and we all march on Washington and we threaten the government to do what we want and then the government actually does it without fucking finding a loophole or a way to fucking fuck us over. Is that going to happen? You think America is going to band together at all? No way. We're fucked. We're on our own. We don't have a government. We don't have police that do anything for us. Police are just an oppressive fascistic force that is there to keep the poors in line and the minorities in line. We've got nothing. We've got fucking nothing. We're on our own. You're gonna die. Your family's gonna die. Your kid's gonna die. Your niece is gonna die. Your cousin's gonna die. Your baby's gonna die. Your mom's gonna die. Your dad's gonna die. Your grandparents are gonna die. Your dog's gonna die. And no one will do anything about it. When you get shot and sent to the hospital, there's gonna be a mass shooting at the hospital, as we saw in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Send your kid to school, they die there. Go to the mall to get some sneakers, dead. Go outside and maybe just talk to your neighbor for a couple minutes, dead. You're gonna die if you leave the house. And I'm not trying to say that to say, oh, you should stay inside because whatever. I don't know. I personally, I'm a little bit of a recluse. I stay inside. I don't like leaving the house that much. And reading this kind of shit, why would I? There's mass shootings every day in this country, almost sometimes twice a day. Thousands of people are being murdered by guns, and no one does anything. No one cares. I mean, we'd have 1 million plus dead from COVID. Government didn't care. They just covered it up and pretended it didn't happen. The CDC is now calling COVID a common cold. The CDC said that. We used to make fun of right-wingers for calling it a common cold. Now the CDC is saying it. The CDC is run by eugenicists. They don't give a fuck. No one gives a fuck. They don't care. They don't care. You're fucked. We're fucked. No one cares. No one cares. Bye-bye. The odds of you ever being in a mass shooting are for sure under 1%. Y2K, shut the fuck up. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, if you want to say, like, per every time you leave the house, maybe. But as far as, like, total lifespan, Wrong. Anyone that puts sugar in their coffee, by the way, wrong. Putting sugar in your coffee, I mean, that's, once again, sugar in coffee.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Weird and doomery. Are you reading the news? If you just want to ignore the news and plug out, that's fine, Y2K, huh? I don't mind. If you want to just not read the news and just pretend that the world outside of your exact bubble just doesn't exist, go for it. But this is a fucking news show, dude. If you want to plug out and be like one of the 20% of the country that thinks the America is on the right direction, fine. That's cool. I'm happy for you. That might be good for your mental health. But at this point, I mean, come on now. Like, yes, is it a low chance in the grand scheme of things? Sure. But the idea that we shouldn't be concerned about mass shootings when they're happening multiple times a day in this country, I mean, that's just bizarre. That's fucking bizarre. Y2K, huh? Why are you acting like you've never seen one of my streams before? Like you're acting like this is the first... Who is this person? Oh, they're being hyperbolic and wacky for making their political points. I've never seen this before. Whoa. You've fucking been watching my streams on and off for more than a year, bro. Like, stop acting like... Whoa. Like, are you on, like, fucking drugs right now? Like, did you forget who I am? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, come the fuck on. Chill the fuck out. Anyway. By the way, the wheat shortage. Anyone who likes wheat products, you're fucked. Hyperbole above it all. This fucking show takes place in the hyperbolic time chamber. I don't know what to tell you. All right. I want to show a thread here. Let me get one more piece of information here. I'm not quite clear where this video takes place. Okay. All right. The mouse scroll segment. Typing way too much for someone just waking up on a cell phone. I hate typing on a cell phone, man. Sometimes when I get into an argument on Twitter, and I don't feel like leaving my bed, and I'm just there comes that moment where it's like, should I get up and go on my computer just to have an easier time typing this own? And then I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing? And then I turn my phone off. I fucking hate cell phone typing. Oh, it's the worst. I much prefer tactile buttons than the fucking screen bullshit. Did I watch what you DM'd me? I'm gonna be honest, no I didn't. I'll check it out though at some point in the next couple days. I'm sorry. All right. So there was a protest in Dallas that I saw some videos of on Twitter that was a little scary. And so I just want to check this out. This is a group of self-described Christian fascists that are basically trying to harass people at a gay establishment of some kind, maybe a bar, I'm not sure. And there's a couple video clips here posted from Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club on Twitter, EFJBGC. Check them out. Let's watch.
Groomer! You guys are disgusting! Repent! Repent for your sins!
So, as you can see, there's a group of self-described fascists harassing people and calling them groomers. Now, again, yesterday on my show, I covered that Ohio Republicans passed a bill in the House Senate in Ohio to have mandatory genital checks of every child to play sports. That's Republicans. These guys, their team, is passing legislation to mandate genital checks for children to play sports. Just in case. They might be a groomer, so let's check all their genitals. Just in case they're a groomer. There's a couple of their videos here I just want to play.
There's a gentleman who's refusing to leave the bar and holding his seat. You can't even go to a gay bar. You guys are bigots. Alex, move on. You weirdo. They won't let us in the Alex Stein, move on, you weirdo. Alex, move on. Alex, Alex, get away from the door. We're going to groom a bunch of children. Alex.
This is what we're dealing with when we talk about right-wingers in this country. When we talk about conservatives in this country, this is what we're talking about. This is the logical conclusion of conservatism. That's what this is. I don't care. Oh, I'm a classic conservative. If you are a conservative, this is what you advocate for. What are you conserving? And how are you going to conserve it? Conservatives love to pretend that using and weaponizing the political violence of the state isn't somehow authoritarian. They love to pretend that. Now, some of them, again, the people in these crowds, they just, yeah, we're fascists. We know it. But I'm talking about like your stupid shitfuck uncle who's like, I'm a conservative. I believe in family values. It's one thing if you have a belief, but when you try to force that belief on another person, that makes you disgusting and evil. That's it. Full stop. That's it. If you are going out of your way to harass people because they're gay and nothing else, you're garbage. Whether or not you do it in this fashion, or whether or not you vote for Republicans and stay at home, or when you post on YouTube comment sections and Facebook and Twitter saying, I hate the gays, you're all groomers. You are a disgusting, terrible person. And again, I wish the worst outcome for you. And that's putting it lightly. But I've got other videos here. As we can see, we have another. This was shared by Andy No, and that's how I caught wind of it. Some more videos. Let's read the caption. Shows the terrifying moment a man who stated, I'm a fascist, not a Nazi, charged at a family with 2 young children leaving the event. Anti-fascists blocked his path, and he attempted to barrel through them. It's unclear what he intended to do. So, just a quick message to all of these fucking douchebags that they stylize themselves as socialists and left-wing writers. I'm talking about like the Ben Burgess kind of crowd that says Antifa is just as bad as fascists. The fact that Antifa exists makes the fascists more powerful. Show them this video.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Leave the kids alone. This is a motion. Come on. Leave the kids alone, bitch. Leave the kids alone. Leave them alone. All of a sudden, leave the kids alone. Yeah, leave the kids alone. Everybody, leave the kids alone. Hey, leave the kids alone. Hey, leave the kids alone.
So as you can see, the kids with their parents were in the background trying to like speed away. But again, folks, anyone who's trying to tell you Antifa's just as bad as the boo. Imagine a world where there was no Antifa and right-wingers could just beat the shit out of parents for walking down the street where a gay bar just happens to be on the street. Like, who knows if they were at the event, if they were just walking down the street, that's unclear. But anyone, I don't fucking give a fuck who it is, Noam Chomsky, any one of these so-called pseudo-intellectuals who wants to tell you Antifa's just as bad as the right wing. They're fucking idiots. And they're useful fucking idiots for fascism. So again, just throwing that out there. Here's another video.
You got the right to be upset.
I got the right to walk down the street.
You don't have the right
to walk down the street.
Chase people down the street.
I haven't chased anybody. They chased me. Me while you in my face. Why are you in my face? It's that these motherfuckers are pushing me down the street. Why? We in everybody. Why? You in my face. No, you're in my face.
So now this guy, of course the cop is here, and now this guy is going to pretend to cry. Oh, boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! I was harassing children with a megaphone and tried to run toward them, and people were mean to me. Oh, boo-hoo! Oh! Elm Fork, John Brown Gun Club says, 2 things are clear. He did not intend to leave the kids alone and made that verbally clear. It was obvious to the police that he had charged at and was chasing the children. So again, anyone that tries to tell you that Antifa is a net negative, they make the world less safe, they're a fucking cocksucker. Fuck them. I'm just saying. And I say that because I want them to stop saying cringy shit. That's what I'm not saying, oh, someone should be canceled forever if they make a bad claim. If you know someone that says Antifa's bad, send them this video and have them change their fucking mind. But again, it needs to be understood, this is what the logical conclusion of conservatism is in this country. That is what it is. They're fascists. And they want to attack you on the street. They want to make it so that if you're gay, you can't leave the house by threat of violence. That's their goal in life, is to commit a genocide of everyone that they don't approve of. That's their goal. This is a modern day pogrom. That's what the attempt is anyway. That's what all of these people that went outside with their megaphones That's what they attempted and were going out there to do. It just so happened that there were enough people to protect enough people to prevent any mass tragedies from happening. I am very afraid that Pride Month is going to get very ugly. There's a lot of Pride Month events in a lot of cities, and given just what we're dealing with in this country, I'm not going to Pride. I'm just telling you that much. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. But anyway, this shit's fucking insane. It's insane. Noam never said they were just as bad. I don't think I said he said that it was just as bad. I said anyone that would. But Noam Chomsky said that Antifa is a gift to the right and that Antifa doing anything makes the right wing more violent, which is just wrong. And the reason I called out Noam Chomsky, even though he has softened his take on that, but he has still maintained that Antifa's not that good. And of course, whenever you push someone like Ben Burgess on Antifa, Ben Burgess loves to cite Noam Chomsky. Oh, see, Noam Chomsky says Antifa's bad, so that means when I say that they're just as bad as the right, it's okay because Noam Chomsky said this. Just that whole industry of being wrong. Now again, I'm not saying that Noam Chomsky is a horrible person on everything. I'm just saying on that, he's garbage. He's wrong. Like, and that's fine. He's an old ass fucking Santa Claus guy. He's not going outside, right, and getting involved in this kind of shit. And so he's only going off of most likely extremely biased mainstream media sources. I, on the other hand, have been to these kinds of demonstrations. I have seen what these people do. And I can assure you that whatever you're seeing on the internet, probably not true. So that's all I'm saying. Anyone who's like a left-wing writer, like, oh, I'm a philosopher and writer on the left, and they don't go outside and actually participate in these demonstrations, they will never be able to accurately tell you what's going on. And as a result, they're just, if they have any sort of critiques of Antifa, it's going to be from an uneducated position. Am I saying that, like, you should be uncritical of all anti-fascism? No. I'm saying if Antifa or a group, you know, styled under Antifa or someone who identifies as an anti-fascist does something bad, you can call that bad without saying, oh, all of them are bad. It's like if a left-winger posts cringe on Twitter, does that make all left-wingers bad? No. It makes that particular person bad. So, it's got to be very clear on that shit. Anyone who's going to say that Antifa's bad because they saw a couple of viral clips of a couple people doing something, they're fucking stupid. They're dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And does it suck when an anti-fascist gets on a viral video doing something really shitty? Yeah, it fucking sucks. I hate when that fucking happens. But to say, oh, anti-fascists did something bad, so therefore all Antifers are bad, is just fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb. It's dumb doo-doo brain fucking garbage. And again, why do I know this? Because I've actually been to demonstrations. I actually know what anti-fascism is. I know what Antifa groups do in cities because I've been there and I have direct experience. So that's why it fucking pisses me off when you see these, I'm a writer and a little bit of a philosopher and I think Antifa is pretty bad. You see this like little, like this thing in my hair? It's spit. I spat on my own hair. Shit pisses me off, I'm not gonna lie.
Dub is a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Yeah, Noam Chomsky has softened on his Antifa takes, but he still posts, like, whenever I've seen Noam Chomsky talk about Antifa or anti-fascism, he always loves to have that, like, both sidesism. So he's not, like, in 2017, he posted some really bad takes, but he has softened on them, so that is important to understand. But, like, he does that, like, weird, intellectually dishonest bull, where it's like, yeah, I know Antifa's mostly good, but here's a couple examples of them, of someone identifying as anti-fascist, right? Doing something really cringy, and I have to bring it up every time for some reason. It's like, it's similar to, like, the people that, like, oh, well, my sister's niece's mother-in-law got COVID and she was fine, so it's like, okay, great. Statistically speaking, though, COVID is still pretty bad, right? Like, you can take anecdotal evidence of a certain thing and then say that that anecdote is bad, but that whenever people make these weird claims that one anecdote or two identifies the whole thing, it's just stupid. It's dumb. Dumb bullshit. Anyway, speaking of dumbo shit, this one might be a little bit of a long segment here. I don't know, but I want to start this segment with some words from our former president, and then we'll get there.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. It's very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it, because whoever thought of that idea, I think, is in big trouble.
Brianna Joy Gray is continuing her cringe tour. Once again, going on Rising to just ask a couple of questions. She's just asking questions, y'all. Just asking a couple of questions. Like, why the fuck are the trannies allowed to be in public? I'm just asking questions. Hey. Why is Tucker Carlson so cool? I'm just asking. I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. Oh, I saw a tranny outside. And why are they allowed outside? I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking. I just want to know. Why are trans people allowed to leave the house? I just want to know. I'm just curious. So there's a lot to unpack here. And there's so much cringe. Let's just play the whole thing.
Fox News, I read a study some years ago, Fox News is more inclined to have a leftist on than MSNBC and CNN. It usually has a liberal on its panels that I think is representative of what liberalism is, for better or for worse.
So first of all, this is just a weird, bizarro conspiracy theory. I don't watch cable, so I'm going to tell you, I don't know what the fuck, statistically speaking, Fox News, MSNBC, or CNN are doing, because I don't fucking watch them. I don't fucking watch cable, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, CNN and MSNBC have approximately 0.3% of this and that. But, you know what? You know who else doesn't watch cable? Brianna Joy fucking Gray. She doesn't fucking watch cable. The only thing she's basing this argument off of is looking at, like, some viral clips people, like, sent her on Twitter. Oh, did you see Glenn Greenwald was on Fox? And she thinks that he's a leftist, right? So again, there's multiple layers of dishonesty in this conspiracy theory. Okay? Layer one, the people who are defined as leftist who are going on Fox News are not leftist. Right? It's just like vague, oh yeah, Glenn Greenwald, known leftist. Yeah. The guy who says that bisexuality is fake and doesn't exist and bisexuals are going to ruin the world. Yeah, he's a leftist. Yeah. And then also, whenever Fox does bring a leftist on, it usually is to take advantage of their cred as a leftist And then to bring them on for 2 seconds, ask them a softball question, have them say, yeah, sure, whatever, and then take them off, and then spend the rest of the show talking about how, see, even leftists think leftists are stupid. So whenever there is a leftist on Fox, it's not like they think it's a net positive, because they only watch the clip that is sent to them on Twitter. They don't watch the entire Fox News program where Tucker Carlson brings on a leftist for 2 minutes in an hour, and the rest of the hour is saying, see, even leftists hate leftists, thinking and brainwashing all of the audience to thinking that leftists are cringe, right, and that even leftists hate other leftists, right? So, again, but I don't watch cable either. I can tell you, though, that I have seen dozens of clips on CNN and MSNBC of the Squad going on there to talk about left-wing stuff, Bernie going on there and talking about left-wing stuff. Now, again, I don't know. If you think Glenn Greenwald is more to the left than Bernie Sanders, I've got a bridge to fucking sell you. Is Bernie Sanders an ultra super duper anarcho-communist ultra lefty? No. But he's way further to the left than goddamn Glenn Greenwald. Right? So I just want to say, we're 16 seconds in, but this is a conspiracy theory built upon conspiracy theories, built upon other conspiracy theories, built upon laundering like weird past journalism that someone did like 20 years ago that gives them some credential that no one cares about. But this, like, again, we're just getting into this. Like,
opposed to the CNN, MSNBC shows, which tend to have like a never Trump Republican, which is this anomalous thing, which is basically just a neoliberal Democrat at this point. And you don't get the kind of spice and engagement that you get when you watch Fox News.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Fox really figured it out.
So I just want to say, I love how Rising is just having 3 right-wingers on the show. Like, I thought it was supposed to be like a balanced program between the right and the left. And they've got 3 right-wingers on the show. What? Maybe they got to get Dave Rubin on just to balance it out a little bit.
I remember right when...
I would say that Tucker Carlson in particular, I like watching Tucker Carlson. I watch him all the time. He's actually, if I had to choose which show, that's the one I would watch. And it's not, and I used to hate...
I have to choose what show? So, okay, my options for watching television. All right. We can watch Better Call Saul or the Tucker Carlson Show. If I have the option of watching one show and only one, like, what the fuck? Now, again, maybe that's taken out of context, but maybe she's just talking about new shows. I don't know. But also, why would anyone watch fucking cable? Seriously. Seriously. Why would you watch cable? What are you, fucking 70 years old? Who the fuck is sitting on television, right, sitting on their couch like, I'm just surfing through cable. Oh, I forgot to take my medications. Like, what the fuck? How old is Kim Iverson? Is she like 90,000 years old? Who the fuck? Oh, I'm just watching cable. She doesn't fucking watch cable. She doesn't watch any of this shit. She's lying to you. This is all lies. She's just lying to you because she is paid to lie. All 3 of these fucking right-wing scumbags are paid to fucking lie. All they talk about is conspiracy theory, this, laundering someone's credibility, all of that fucking garbage, dude. It's trash. But again, we're just getting into it.
I hate Tucker Carlson. I mean, honestly, hate the guy. But I've grown to appreciate him. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, like the immigration stuff we definitely don't agree on. But he's so anti-establishment, at least that's the show he produces, that I think a lot of people on the right...
He's anti-establishment? Huh? Like, again, like, how would you... Okay, Tucker Carlson's anti-establishment. I challenge Kim Iverson to debate on what the fuck that means. I challenge Brianna Joy Gray to debate on what the fuck that means. He's anti-establishment. My goddamn motherfuck, right? He is like a multi-millionaire, heir to a fortune, right? Probably on the way to becoming a multi-billionaire, right? All of his friends are multi-millionaires. All of his friends are politicians. All of his friends are rich people. But he's anti-establishment because he criticized a Democratic president once? Huh? What? But again, they just say words. They just say words. and expect you not to think about what the fuck that means, because this is called audience capture. What they're doing is anyone smart enough to hear this and go, huh, what? They want them to leave, and they want to solidify an audience of drones and morons. That's the goal, right? They want an audience that is 100% lockstep, gonna fucking just gobble up any propaganda that they give them, and that's it. That's it. They don't want an audience of intelligent, thinking people that criticize them on a regular basis. They don't want that. Why would they? That doesn't make them money.
And the left appreciate that anti-establishment viewpoint.
Yes. And again, this whole, people on the left appreciate Tucker Carlson. Who? Glenn Greenwald? Huh? Brianna Joy Gray? Huh? These are not left-wingers. I'm sorry. What? Kim Iverson, famed left-winger. Huh? Like, you could just say you're left-wing and then, say the most heinous Republican talking points, all the worst dog whistles in the world, and then just say you're left-wing, and then people just say, oh, they're left-wing. They said they're left-wing. How about this? Have you ever heard this phrase, Kim Iverson? Actions speak louder than words. Have you ever heard of that phrase? When you say you're left-wing, but all your other politics and your positions on every political thing are right-wing, but you just say you're left-wing, guess what? I don't care what you have to say. I don't give a fuck. But this is why I don't watch these kinds of shows, because I have an IQ above 6.
And that's what CNN is missing.
That's exactly right. When you said earlier that the liberal channels have failed to read the room and looking to the Women's March. The Women's March was not the movement of the era. The movement of the era was, I'm sorry, the Bernie movement in 2016 that got rebooted in 2020. You have a solid 30% of the Democratic Party that steadfastly...
And Fox News supported the Bernie movement? They just say words. Like, yeah, CNN and MSNBC are trash. But that doesn't make Fox good. Like, that's the thing, is like, someone who's anti-establishment doesn't look at Fox News and say, you know what, Fox News is pretty good. Someone who's anti-establishment says, you know what, all of them fucking suck. That's what the anti-establishment person would say. How do they turn this supporting the establishment and the richest people in the world? How do they turn this into some weird anti-establishment thing? What? And Fox News was promoting the Bernie campaign? What?
Is supporting a more populist brand of politics. That's about the same numbers that exist on the right. Republicans.
Again, another conspiracy theory. Populism. Right-wing populism. That's a conspiracy theory. It doesn't exist. There is no fucking such thing. But of course, Rising was one of the key architects. Crystal Ball and Sagar Enjeti, when they hosted the show, wrote a book all about the right-wing populism. They're one of the key architects of this conspiracy theory, right along with Donald Trump's campaign. There is no such thing as right-wing populism. Okay, the right-wing populists, what do they support? Oh, they support taxing the poor and funneling tax dollars to the rich. Yeah, they're populists. What's populist about them? We hate the brown people! Woo-hoo! That's populism? Last time I checked, populism is appealing to most people, is appealing to the people as one entity. Populism is not, we hate brown people and the queers and so should you! Woo! Populist! That's not what populism is, you fucking idiot. This is a fucking conspiracy theory that only a fucking moron or a grifter would ever propagate. There's no fucking such thing as right-wing populism.
Aren't all populists right now, but the most fiery, energetic part of the party is. And Tucker Carlson and a lot of these conservative shows cater to that, I would argue in bad faith, but cater to that kind of populist, verve.
So they cater to it in bad faith. That's her little, get out of jail free card. You notice a lot of writers and pseudo-intellectuals and philosophers that pretend to be smarter than they are. They love to use speech as a weapon, and they love to bake in these get out of jail free cards. So now when I criticize this, someone in the comment section who's a super fan is going to be like, didn't you see? She said that she thinks it's in bad faith sometimes. So that means that all of your criticism is null and void. Like, that's a stupid fucking rhetorical tactic, and you need to understand what that is. It's called a get out of jail free card.
People like myself are more persona non grata on CNN and MSNBC than actual Republicans like Nicole Wallace, who was.
What does that fancy word mean?
I'm not.
That doesn't make Fox News good. Yes, CNN and MSNBC suck. We know that. That doesn't make Fox News good. I don't understand why this is like. What the hell is the, like, what?
I'm banned. I'm canceled. I'm very much a distasteful person. I'm literally, you know, I have been blacklisted on one of the major MSNBC shows, according to a booker that tried to suggest me.
CNN and MSNBC blacklisted me, so now I hate transgenders. That's what she's saying. I might just boil this into 2 videos, but I'm going to cover this one too, because it's so bad. So I'm going to cut this into 2 segments. So let's just finish this one.
I mean, this is where they are. They literally won't have anybody who would come on and ask basic questions about why the Democratic Party and the Biden administration is so out of touch with this.
Okay. And that makes Fox News good? Like, again, I agree. And that's the thing with these conspiracy theories, is they say something that's so obviously true that most people would agree with, right? And then they turn it into something that it isn't. Like, yeah, CNN, MSNBC, they suck. I got blacklisted. It's like that cartoon. I don't know if you've seen the cartoon where it's like someone is like shaving their head and like tattooing a swastika on them. And they're like, you made me do this, because like a gay person asked them to like be nice or something. That's basically what this is. Like, she got blacklisted on an establishment network, and so she's jumping to other establishment networks and then saying that she's anti-establishment. What? She's literally working for a billionaire. She's working on The Hills Rising. She's working for a billionaire on a show that has 3 right-wingers on it and 0 left-wingers on it right now, apparently. I thought Ryan Grimm is supposed to be on the show. I don't know if he just took the day off or whatever. But even Ryan Grimm has been getting like some weird like doo-doo brain shit from being on this show. People like to say, oh, Ryan Grimm being on Rising, it's okay because he's the left-wing position. But, you know, Ryan Grimm loves to just ask questions on the trans thing as well. He posts all the time. He's just asking questions about why trans people... Maybe lefties should just stop supporting trans rights, because then maybe we'll get taxing the rich or something. I don't know, man. So, I don't know. I see Ryan Grimm 2 years ago, and I see him now, and I'm saying Rising moved him to the right. That's what I'm saying. Does that mean Ryan Grimm is evil? No. I think he's probably a pretty decent person overall. I'm just saying, I have seen him move to the right since being on the show. And that's a problem for me. But I don't know where he is right now. But anyway, this fucking shit's crazy. This fucking shit is insane. Tucker Carlson is cool. I like him. He's anti-establishment. Like, what? Like, these fucking people are morons. They are grifters. They are snake oil salesmen. They are garbage. Shit on my shoes. Shit on my fucking shoes. Fuck them. Brianna Joy Gray sold the fucking Bernie movement out. That's what she did. She sold us the fuck out. She sold us the fuck out. That's what she did. She used her platform. She used her fame to make us look like fucking morons. Every time she goes on any fucking television station and says any of this stupid fucking garbage, you know what she does? You know what she carries with those statements? Bernie 2020 former press secretary. That's what she fucking does. She goes everywhere and says, I'm the former press secretary for Bernie Sanders, and she makes us look like fucking idiots. She makes Bernie look like a fucking moron. And that's a problem for me. Hey, maybe you disagree. But to me, that's offensive. And she's going to try to speak on behalf of the movement that she abandoned years ago. She is trash. She's a total fucking scumbag. But anyway, I say that before getting into this part. So Brianna Joy Gray goes on Rising to talk about how Tucker Carlson is really anti-establishment. Sure, he's one of the richest people in media. Sure, he's got the highest rated media show. Sure, he controls the minds of millions of people. Sure, all of his friends are rich corporations, rich people that work for corporations, and politicians and lawyers and all other rich people. But he's anti-establishment because he criticized the president once, so he's anti-establishment. So here's Brianna Joy Gray just asking questions. Just asking questions. And I just want to say shout outs to Matt Dimitri on Twitter for posting these clips along with some fact checks that are very much so needed. She's just asking questions with a couple other right-wing goofballs about why are trans people allowed outside? Does anyone know? I was at the grocery store and I saw a tranny and I was thinking to myself, I can't wait to go on Rising and just ask a couple questions on why this tranny is allowed in public. Let's watch.
I haven't followed this issue as closely as others. I'm, a left populist who's primarily concerned with the millions of Americans who...
So again, the conspiracy theory and the vague laundering of things that don't exist, right? I'm a left populist. That's what she's identifying as. Yeah, I'm a left populist who's just asking questions about why the trannies are allowed to be in public. I'm just asking. As a left populist, I would really like to know.
Can't afford food and are facing really high prices at the gas tank.
You know what's interesting? Trans people are some of the poorest people in the fucking country. Trans people face housing discrimination, employment discrimination, wage discrimination in record numbers. Trans people are discriminated against more in those categories than almost any other group in this country. Not to mention, imagine being a black trans person, which these people love to just pretend black trans people don't exist. They love to launder these conspiracy theories that trans people are just like rich, upper middle class white people. Black trans women are some of the most heavily discriminated people in this country. They're at the intersection of all forms of discrimination that makes their lives incredibly, incredibly difficult. Black trans people face record numbers of wage discrimination, hiring discrimination, housing discrimination. They're kicked out of their houses for being trans. They're beaten and murdered in record numbers. But, see, Brianna Joy Gray doesn't care about that. She cares about the only poor people that matter. The cisgender poor people, the straight poor people. She doesn't give a fuck about the queers. Fuck them. Why are they even allowed outside? So when she says she's a left-wing populist, she's doing the same thing Tucker Carlson does. Right-wing populism is, yeah, sure, all your problems in the world because of the brown people, because of the queers. That's what the problem is. I'm a populist. I'm bringing the people together to hate those people. That's what she's doing. Her brand of populism is no different than the neo-Nazi shit. It's no different than fascism. It's, I want what's best for my group, or just the group I've chosen to care about at any specific moment in time, and fuck everyone else. Fuck everyone else. Whatever group is most profitable to care about, I care about them and no one else. Fuck them. Let's continue.
High prices of the gas tank.
You say that with a certain amount of contempt.
Well, yeah, because
I
think
care about this instead.
Look, no, not that people can care about this, but I do think that it's important to point out how these stories are weaponized to distract from the fact that the GOP has little to nothing to offer to Americans outside of these kind of cultural fights. But look, I think the fundamental issue is that as a society, there was a decision made many hundreds and thousands of years ago to bifurcate women's and men's sports because of an understanding that there are biological differences there.
Hundreds of thousands of years ago? Wait, what? This is like, what?
Decision made many hundreds and thousands of years ago to bifurcate women's and men's sports because of an understanding that there are biological differences there.
So, like, cavemen, right, that couldn't even speak any language, right, that had, like, a stick, and maybe they would throw the stick. They were having complex conversations about, well, really, you know, when you really think about it, right, we've got this stick, and we've got 3 of these creatures and 4 of these creatures, because they don't know what gender is, they don't have any words, right? And so when you really think about it, we should only throw the stick between the boys, and the girls should throw the stick between... What? What? Like, what? And again, I say this with complete sincerity. I mean,
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
What? What? Hundreds of thousands of years. What the fuck?
You know, and people's performance ability, muscle capacity, and all of those things. And the reason was
cavemen. At this point, were we even Homo sapiens? Like multiple hundreds of thousands of years ago? Like, this is around when the Homo sapien was being developed. And they're measuring muscle mass and biometrics data? What? Like, I'm sorry, man. This shit's fucking stupid. And you can tell she is fumbling her words. She's got no idea what the fuck she's talking about. But instead of keeping her stupid fuckface scumbag douchebag fucking mouth shut, she's gonna say some stupid fucking transphobic fucking garbage. Yeah, fucking Neanderthals. We're doing chromosomal analysis to determine who's the best stick thrower? What the fuck?
To give, you know, women assigned at birth competitors an ability to compete and win and not have to always go against men assigned at birth. And
notice how she's trying to weaponize. Oh, I'm saying things like AFAB and AMAB. So I'm an authority to just ask questions? This fucking shit is insane. Like, this bitch is on drugs. And I say this as a frequent drug user. This bitch is on drugs, man. That's some crazy fucking shit. That is like some Sam Harris level, like, garbage, man. Like, that is some really, like, holy fuck.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
I'm like, I fucking, what?
And I believe, my understanding is that in the Olympic context, there are certain parameters that...
Now, again, she's using get out of jail free cards such as I believe and to my understanding. I have news for you. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, don't talk about it. If you don't even trust your own analysis enough to not have these get out of jail free card rhetorical tactics, maybe read a book before you talk about it in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Like, I don't know, man. What? I don't know. Just saying.
Competitors have to go through in terms of how long do you have to have been transitioning? Are your hormone levels comparable to, you know, the gender assigned at birth people that you are competing against and all those kinds of things? And it seems to have been largely resolved and less of an issue there. I'm not sure what's going on in the Leah Thompson case. There are people who feel both ways on her team, obviously. I'm not sure what the...
So, okay, so she's saying it seems that we've solved this issue. But there's people out there that don't like the trannies, and I don't know. What? That's like saying, like, oh, yeah, I mean, we've seemed to solve the racism issue. But those Klansmen over there, you know, they really think that the black people have a lower IQ. So, hey, I don't know. It seems that we've done some studies to find out that there is no IQ difference between races and that race doesn't play a factor at all in intelligence. But the Ku Klux Klan has a different opinion, so I don't know what I believe.
The comments about changing rooms are all about, I'm sure, I mean, there are in all likelihood lesbian members of the team. The idea of there being like sexual attraction in the locker room, I think, is a kind of a nothing burger. But, you know, ultimately, I don't think this is going anywhere, because I do think we have to grapple with that underlying choice that society made to have this.
Once again, I want to remind people, in Ohio, there is a bill for mandatory genital checks on children to make sure they're not trans. That is the end result of what this fucking just asking questions bullshit is about.
Bifurcation in the sports world that is based on some acknowledged differences physically between people who are born assigned at birth male versus women.
Based on the literal differences between men and women,
if I say literal, then that means it must be true.
There just are differences. It's not.
You know what? There's differences in every person. Every person is different. I don't know if you knew this. Some people are 5'5". Some people are 6'5". There's differences. They exist. Like this idea, there's differences, so that means discrimination is okay? Because there's differences. Huh? The point of dividing up men and women's sports is because the people in charge of those decisions, right? The people in charge of those decisions said, well, one group has an average of these qualities. The other group has an average of these qualities. There are outliers in both of those groups. There are women that are way fucking stronger than men. There are men, right, that are way slower than women. Because not all men are the same and not all women are the same. Okay? Like, the idea of dividing the sports is based on averages, right? And these averages have been discriminated against outliers forever. Forever. Right? There are cisgender women that are banned from women's sports because they've got a biological advantage of having too much testosterone. They're not doing any drugs. They're not trannies. But they've got a biological advantage. So they're banned from women's sports. And then they're banned from men's sports because they're not men. So they're just banned from sports. So, I don't know, man. Maybe we need to rethink these categories. Because trans people aren't the only example of these categories not really working out so well. Maybe, just maybe, every sport should have its own category classes. You know, like boxing has weight classes, right? Because they determined in boxing that weight really affects the outcome. You can have a 280-pound man versus a 130-pound man, and guess what? One of them is going to get their fucking neck broken. Because guess what? All people are different. So they decided, let's have weight classes. Every sport, based on what the sport is, should have some sort of classes. If you are 5'4" and want to play basketball, why do you have to play a standardized version of basketball designed for people that are 6'4"? Why can't you have fun and play your own fucking sport? These people make a mountain out of a molehill, and they never, ever look at any of the facts or the data because they don't care.
This is not the gender gets compared to race all the time. Look, there are not fundamental differences between the races the way there actually are differences between men and women. Yeah. There are some just...
The argument that was used in support of the Negro Leagues for baseball was that black people were stronger than white people, so they had to have their own leagues. That's what they said. The blacks are way too strong. They're big and strong. They'd kill and beat all the white people at baseball. Turned out, not really true. Turned out, segregated sports didn't really make that much sense. Turned out, integrating the sports made more sense. It turned out. Like, this fucking idea, this just asking questions, or just stating biological realities, is just fucking dumb. It's low IQ cringe lord shit.
There's just truth to that. That there's differences in preferences that are not totally, that cannot.
So you can read more here on the Leah Thomas situation. Well, let's go on.
No, I was just going to say that, I agree that this is one of those battles that I think it's just blown way out of proportion. Though I do think that the Leah Thomas case, I agree. I don't think that she should be competing. I was a swimmer myself my entire life.
As a swimmer, I don't think the trannies should be allowed in a 5-foot radius of me. As a swimmer, as a left-wing populist, why are the trannies allowed at the grocery store? Ooh, just asking questions.
And so I don't think that she should be competing against the women she competed as a man for 3 years on the men's team and then suddenly and fairly unsuccessfully. It's still very, very impressive as an intercollegiate swimmer to make an NCAA team, Division I.
I don't think she should compete with the women. This fucking shit is embarrassing, man. This fucking shit is embarrassing. I mean, Kim Iverson's a swimmer, so she's an expert.
Man, even if you're losing every single swim meet. But nonetheless, shouldn't be competing with the women. But I do think that this is...
That's the thing. A trans person can lose, and no one cares. No one cares. The moment a trans person wins anything, oh my god! The trannies got a biological advantage. Did Michael Phelps have a biological advantage? What about Usain Bolt? Do they have biological advantages? What the fuck? What the fuck? A trans person can lose 96% of the time, but if they won 1 or 2 rounds, we gotta ban all the trannies from the world. They got biological advantages. But Michael Phelps, he's all good. What? This fucking shit is insane. This fucking shit is crazy. These people are crazy, psychopathic, fucking assholes. They are scumbags, dude. These are the worst people in our society. The people that launder these dangerous conspiracy theories to propagate hatred of minorities. It's fucking gross, man.
A blown way out of proportion. I mean, we don't see really that. This isn't actually affecting everybody's life. I mean, how many trans people do you actually know? How many trans people...
She said the quiet part out loud. How many trans people do you actually know? I guarantee you the answer for all 3 of these people, 0. Guaranteed it. They may have talked to a trans person at some point in their lives, but they don't actually know any trans people on a deeply personal level. They don't give a fuck. They don't fucking care. They don't fucking care.
Do you know who are then trying to do things such as compete against you in some sort of sport? Right. I mean, this is like such a tiny, tiny group of people that this is actually affecting.
Number of people.
Tiny.
It's a small number of people, so let's just propagate these conspiracy theories and lies about them for I don't know, however long, 5 to 6 minutes on our show in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Let's just lie about these people. I don't know anything. I've never even spoken to a trans person, but here's 5 reasons why the trannies should be banned from being in public. This is fucking insane, man. This is insane. These people are fucking psychos. Fucking psycho, fucking psycho, fucking psycho. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. They're garbage. I hope and pray, and I don't even believe in God, by the way, every night that these people will never be on television again. Because they're trash. But why are they on television? Why are they being paid by billionaires to promote this stuff? It's, I don't know, maybe read Noam Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent. I'm not going to be invited on Rising. I'm not going to be invited on Fox News. I'm not going to be invited on Bad Faith. Why? Because I actually give a fuck about other people. I actually give a fuck about the things that I claim that I do. And I am not able to be bought and paid for. So they're not going to allow me on these programs. Brianna Joy Gray, on the other hand, she's on the market. She's looking for someone to pay her for anything.
I mean, hardly anybody is actually affected by this, but this is blown way out of proportion into some giant cultural war issue.
I love how they're talking about it's blown out of proportion. Meanwhile, they are also propagating the conspiracy theories that blow it out of proportion. That's fucking insane.
That is being used as a distraction. And where I disagree with you, Breeze, I don't think it's just the Republicans because they have nothing to offer. I think neither side has anything to offer. They lie to the American people all the time.
That's true. And the flip side is the Democrats use all the flag waving, and we love these groups as the counter. And, you know, I personally think that we should love those groups, but that's also not a policy prescription to actually.
We should love those groups, but I'm just asking questions about why the men and the trainees are allowed to swim. I think we should love those groups. We should. That's like, that's like the fossil fuel companies going like, we should get off of coal and natural gas. We should. Huh?
Help those groups that Democrats like to give a lot of lip service to saying they love and support and care about. So.
And I don't think we should malign. Again, she deserves all the respect and human dignity.
She deserves all the respect and human dignity, but I'm not going to give her any. She deserves it, but I'm not going to give her any. But she does deserve it. But also, fuck that trainee. Why is she allowed to swim? These people are fucking gross. These people are fucking garbage, man. And again, it's the get out of jail free card rhetoric. Oh, I said that I theoretically support these groups. Even though everything else I said is dangerous, bizarre conspiracy theories, I said at the end of it that, we should love them. So can you really criticize anything I said? Look, did you not see at the end I said that we should be supportive? Yeah, sure. 85% of what I said was garbage right-wing propaganda. But I said maybe it's wrong, so
whatever bathroom stuff is really always, I think, very stupid. It is not, I don't want to malign her at all. We're just talking.
I don't want to malign her, but we're just asking questions. I don't want to disrespect her, but we're just asking questions.
At all. We're just talking narrowly about whether someone who has had this experience, is it fair for them to compete against other women and it's clearly not. It's just clearly not.
Oh, it's clearly not. You know, like, note this fucking weaselly fucking scumbag who's like, well, these conspiracy theories might be wrong, but they're clearly true. What? Like, notice this last 10 seconds from this scumbag, weaselly, fucking fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker.
We're just talking narrowly about whether someone who has had this experience, is it fair for them to compete against other women and it's clearly not. It's just clear.
First of all, what the fuck is fairness? What the fuck is fairness? I ask a question. Why does everything need to be fucking fair? All human beings are built differently. Let's say I'm playing Halo 3 multiplayer, and someone wants to play against me, but they're disabled and they only have one hand. Does that mean we can't be allowed to play together? It's not fair. It's not fair. Why does everything need to be fair? What if we're just friends and we want to have a good time? Why does everything need to be a super hardcore competition? Imagine someone with PTSD. Maybe they went to a war, right? And they get triggered and have a PTSD episode when they hear gunshots. And they can't enter a shooting competition. Let's say, there's a shooting competition. They would love to enter. They're a really good shot. But every time they hear gunfire, they have a PTSD episode. So does that mean everyone who wants to play the shooting competition should have to use suppressors or something? Or what? Does that mean we have to change the rules because it's not fair for that random guy? Not everything needs to be a fucking competition. I think all sports are fucking stupid, by the way. Just to throw that out there. I think sports are fucking stupid. I think categorization is fucking stupid. That's my opinion. But Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck are these people on? They're on drugs. These people are on fucking drugs. So, you can see Matthew Dimitri's thread here. I recommend everyone check the sources. But these fucking people are insane. They're fucking insane. Fuck them. Brianna Joy Gray is garbage. She fucking used us. And when I say us, I mean people that actually cared about the Bernie fucking campaign in 2020. I fucking volunteered on that campaign. I met Brianna Joy Gray in person, right? I used to look up to these people, but they sold us out for fucking crumbs from the establishment. They threw us under the fucking bus for a fucking paycheck. Fuck them. Fuck all of these fucking morons. I'm so sick of these fucking stupid prick loser scumbags just asking questions about whether I or someone like me is allowed to participate in society. Go fuck yourself. That's all I have to say. All right. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the program today. We're going to do a movie review, and then that'll be the end of the program. Another mass shooting in South Carolina? Great. We only need one more for today, and then we've hit our quota. God, I fucking hate these people, man. These fucking people. They just suck so much. They're just such horrible fucking motherfuckers, man. They really are. At this point, I'm cheering for the mass shootings. Can we go for 3? Can we go for 3? New record! Woo! That's the only sport we should fucking care about. How many mass shootings can we have in this country per day? That's the only competition I give a fuck about. Fuck swimming. Fuck basketball. Fuck all that shit. Can we get 4? Let's go for 4. Give me 4! Give me 4! Woo! How many kids can we murder in this country on a daily fucking basis? That's the only fucking thing I care about. All right, let's talk about a movie. Getting all red in the face here. I'm fucking ranting and raving like a fucking lunatic. All right, so we got movie review time. Watching movies. So yesterday, I did some mushrooms and watched A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. And let me tell you, first of all, again, I was on mushrooms when I watched this movie, and that's a challenge. Like, I want to say I deserve, like, some fucking gamer score for that fucking shit, man. Watching this movie on shrooms was difficult, but it was an experience. It was an experience. So I want to watch every Kubrick film while on mushrooms. That's my goal. He doesn't have that many of them, but they're all great that I've seen so far. And so I'm continuing that challenge with A Clockwork Orange. And so for those of you that don't know what this movie is, you know, it's based on a book. I believe this popularized the phrase ultraviolence, which I like. And the movie is extremely violent, right? It has graphic depictions of violence, rape, death, murder. And so the theme is, you know, the main character is in a gang. Apparently he's 14 years old, but he's played by a 27-year-old, so you would never guess. And he's a part of a gang that just goes around and like beats the shit out of people and kills them. And then eventually he gets convicted for murder. And then he's thrown into the institutions. And so what I like about this movie, and I would like to read the book at some point. What I like about this movie is that it really showcases how prisons as an institution and how medical fascism in a lot of ways is just as bad as direct senseless violence. And that's kind of the theme that I get from this, right? Institutional violence and criminal gang violence are basically the same thing. And that's kind of really my favorite part of this film is when the main character, Alex, goes to jail and his former gang members, right, become police officers. And after he gets out of jail, his former gang members are now police, and they use their authority as police to beat the fucking shit out of him. And that perfectly encapsulates how our society functions. It really does. It's a really well-made critique of our society. But anyway, man, watching this movie on mushrooms was a fucking experience, let me tell you. First of all, why can't every house and every building in the world look like a Stanley Kubrick film? Like, the house that Alex lives in, there's like cool wallpaper on every wall. Not just every wall in the room has one design, but every wall has a different design. That's fucking crazy. I want to live in a Stanley Kubrick film. Let me tell you, there's colors everywhere. There's wallpaper that looks great. There's like, man, this guy, I don't know how he does it, but he has a really good knack for that fucking color, contrast, right? It's pretty crazy. Like, every set and every movie I've seen is just a masterpiece, right? It's all just so great for the eyes, right? Like, especially the set at the house where the writer is, right? Where it's like that when he knocks on the door and there's the hall of mirrors. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, that shit it's so great. It's great is what it is. It's great. Now, I don't know if this is part of the film. I watched this film while I was on mushrooms. But one of the things that was really fucking horrifying was when Alex goes to prison, and all of the prison characters scream, and the rooms are empty and echoey. Now, I don't know if that's in the film. It could have been in my head. I think it's in the film. But it might not have been. But the parts where he's in prison and you've got this guy that looks like Adolf Hitler, by the way, right? Just screaming, and then you hear the echoes like absorb the whole room. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was freaking me out. I was like, why is this guy yelling? Why is he yelling? Make him stop. Anyway, that shit was crazy. I loved it. This movie also has that famous Kubrick stare. Really well done, where the lead actor is just like, the movie starts and the lead actor is like sinister stare and it zooms out. It's great. Again, I really enjoy watching movies on mushrooms that are not good, or like that are not pleasurable. Like, this is an emotional roller coaster to watch a movie like this on mushrooms. Like, it's a great film. It's a masterpiece in its own way. But it's a challenge. Like, just watching the movie sober is a challenge worth accepting. But watching this movie on mushrooms is insane, because it's like just so, like the part where he's in the chair and he's got the eyes open. Oh! I was freaking out. I was like in my bed. I was like, right? Like, it was so hard to watch. It was so hard to watch, man. It's a challenge. Again, I deserve an achievement for being able to sit through this movie on mushrooms. It's crazy. And it was worth it. It was difficult. At some points I wanted to turn it off because I was scared for my life. But it was also really good. I love the part when the lead character is in prison reading the Bible, and then they act out scenes of the Bible with him as like characters in the Bible. And he's like crucifying Jesus and stuff. It's great. It's so good. It's so good. This movie is great. Like, it's just great. But again, like the thing is like so there's the multiple chapters of the film, right? The one at the start where he's just being a senseless criminal, just beating the shit out of random people and murdering them and raping people and so forth. And then he goes to prison, and then he gets beaten down by the prison institutions into a yes man. Like he's like, you know, they make a point of him saying sir to everyone and being super respectful. He's trying to succeed within the system to get out as soon as he can. Right? And then he takes part in this experimental program that basically traumatizes him by making him watch violent films and associating it with pain and torture. But it has the unintended side effect because one of the films had background music of his favorite song, the old Ludwig van. And so, so he becomes traumatized by the music that he loves as well. Right? So it has that unintended side effect. Yo, I just want to say, man, when he was on stage in front of like the Hitler guy, right? I'm on shrooms watching this. When he's doing he's trying to prove that he's reformed and the treatment worked, and there's all the doctors and that Hitler guy who is just like, every time they move the camera to that Hitler guy, right? And he's just like, right? And he makes those fucking faces, right? And so like, they have the guy beating the shit out of him on stage, and then they got the topless chick come out, right? And then they do that scene where he's like staring up at her tits and trying to like grab her tits, but then he starts like having a meltdown. And then the fucking Hitler guy goes to the camera, goes to the Hitler guy who's looking at the titty bitch. And then he's like, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I can't watch this. I'm like, I can't watch this. Like, it's so uncomfortable. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, like it's just this is so uncomfortable to watch, man. But it's a challenge and it's worth doing it. It's an emotional roller coaster, and that's what I like about it. So then, of course, Alex gets out of prison, right? The experimental torture program, the medical fascism worked, right? He is no longer able to do any violence, right? And then he goes out into the world. And then, like, it's like a big comeuppance karma story. He sees, like, a homeless person he beat the shit out of at the beginning of the movie. Right? And then all of his homeless friends start beating the shit out of him. And then the police come to help him. But wait, it's your former gang mates. And then they beat the shit out of him. And then he crawls to a home nearby where the police dropped him off and beat the shit out of him in a forest. It's raining. He crawls to a random place to ask for help. Wait! That's the same house that you committed untold amounts of crimes against at the beginning of the movie. It's great. It's great. Right? And then, of course, when he's doing the singing in the rain, right? When he's in the bath and he's singing in the rain, and then that triggers the writer, and the writer remembers who he is. Oh. It's great. I mean, it's great. The movie is great. I don't know what to tell you. Every part of it, like when he's eating that big plate of pasta, that made me hungry as hell. At the end of the movie, when they're in that room and you got like the big hunk guy carrying around the dude in the wheelchair, right? And then like the lead character is just eating pasta. Oh, I was listening to like the fork swirling on the pasta. I was like, oh man, I am horny for fucking pasta right now. That's a whole... Anyway, again, the set design, the colors were all fucking fantastic. So anyway, the writer then tortures him, and tortures him so much that he tries to kill himself, the lead character. And then he wakes up in a hospital, and then, like, the leader of, like, the minister of whatever that was in charge of the experimental torture program that he put him through, tries to cure him, tries to fix his problems. Just for, like, if he goes out there into the newspapers and says, like, yeah, they fixed me, I'm all good, the government's great, they're trying to use him for political gain. The ending, when the minister guy is coming in there, like, the politician, and talking to him, and then, like, they agree that he's gonna do positive press for the government in exchange for treatment and support, and then the press come in, that was so uncomfortable. That was so uncomfortable to watch the press come in and just take so many pictures of him. And then they do that thing, where like the Kubrick stays on that scene uncomfortably along. Again, I'm on mushrooms, so I don't know if this is like a 30-second scene or like a 3-hour scene. I don't know. But like he's like posing with the minister going like, Right? It's just uncomfortably long. It's like, how many photos do you need? Do you need every possible angle, right? Like of me going like this and that, and there's like it's an uncomfortably long period of time. And again, it was just a good movie. It's a great fucking movie. I'm aware that there's an additional chapter in the book. I've not read the book. I would like to read the book at some point. But the movie, as it is, in the same way that The Shining is the movie, Kubrick's Shining versus King's Shining, the book, they're different experiences, right? You're like, yeah, the book might be good. I haven't read it yet. I would like to, though. But I'm talking, the movie itself ending in that note, I think is good. But anyway, what a fucking film. It was a challenge to watch this film on mushrooms. I deserve an achievement. I deserve some sort of award. Like, goddamn. Andrew Kohler, $5 super chat. Anthony Burgess said gay conversion was his inspiration for the Ludovico technique. Also, ACO has a chapter not in the first American version. Yeah. They removed the chapter in the American version because the publisher was like, it's a little cringy. But damn. I'm so impressed with Kubrick's movies. And again, I want to watch every single one of them on shrooms, regardless of how intense and challenging the experience would be. But A Clockwork Orange, an emotional fucking roller coaster. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. Let me tell you. It might be one of the hardest movies that I've ever watched on shrooms. Might be up there with Beyond the Black Rainbow. Beyond the Black Rainbow had me in tears when I was watching that movie on shrooms. Wow, that was hard to watch as well. I gotta watch it again. But damn, this one, I did it. I'm alive. I made it to the other side. Again, I just want to say, I don't recommend doing drugs. Drugs are bad. They're illegal. Don't break the law. I love the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. But damn. What a movie. Masterpiece, let me just tell you. I watched another movie yesterday, but I'll talk about it tomorrow. In 1968, my parents dropped my older brother and I off at the movies when we lived in California to see 2001: A Space Odyssey because they didn't know what to do with us. 2001, it's just so good. 2001 is just so fucking good. I could not imagine. When I was watching that movie, I was obsessed with the fact that it was 1 year before the moon landing. Right? Imagine, I guess Environmental Coffee House had this experience. But imagine you're in 1968, people have not yet landed on the moon, and you're watching 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's got to be insane. Watching it now, right? I'm a little bit of a space nerd, right? So, I like all that kind of stuff. Watching it now, is a different, I could not imagine watching it before the moon landing. That's crazy. That's insane. My hair is so pretty and soft. Oh, I haven't washed it in 3 days. Oh, thank you. It's the one thing my mom did for me that was actually good. It's giving me the good hair genes. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, that's the program for today. Thank you all for watching. A little bit of a long one today, but I did a little bit of a short one yesterday, so evens out. Anyway, I'd like to remind everyone once again that it is, in fact, the weekend. Yeah! So enjoy your fucking Sunday, motherfuckers. I will see y'all tomorrow. That's it. That's all I got. It's over. All right. Cut!
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
That isn't what it meant.
But what did it mean then?
It meant that it's indicative of low resolution thinking.
You used the word smart. So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Oh, crystal ball, so stupid.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. About Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. And I still believe in force the vote.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.
Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man. Why attack Sanders? Why attack Sanders? Why attack Sanders? You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.